My mom's story could be any woman's story. My mom was energetic, outgoing, adventurous, caring. She was my rock and my brother's rock. There for us at any time of the day or middle of the night. My mom was also a perennial optimist. She kept that optimism through her cancer journey and until her very last days. She was a therapist and an amazing one at that, so devoted to her clients and everyone she came into contact with. She brought people together and created community wherever she went. My mom's story of her symptoms and diagnosis are very common from what I now understand. Her symptoms started off as subtle, but over time she felt them more and knew something was wrong. In looking back, she was experiencing symptoms from about 2 years before her eventual diagnosis in 2019.
In 2017, her body started to change in ways that were unusual. She went to see her own doctor, her PCP, a gynecologist, a gastroenterologist, and the answers that she got from them were unfortunately typical of the answers that women get from doctors. It's only menopause, and don't worry about it. Women during menopause get these weird symptoms. No one took the symptoms and tried to put them together, something that could be causing the constellation of problems.
After nearly 2 years of increasing symptoms, my mom was finally diagnosed in May 2019. She finally saw a new gynecologist, and this doctor was immediately concerned with her symptoms. They finally ordered her first ultrasound, where they saw the giant tumor. They sent her for surgery in May to remove the tumor and biopsy it. It was the size of a cantaloupe by then. Once she went in for surgery, they had to give her a full hysterectomy. The cancer had already spread, and they diagnosed it as stage 3B in May 2019. My mom survived for 2 years and 10 months after her diagnosis. She undertook 5 rounds of chemo, and it started to affect all parts of her body, including her bones and her teeth. She lost her hair several times. She actually threw herself a head shaving party for her birthday in 2019 with all of her girlfriends.
All right then. Is it going to be a mohawk? The
She persisted. She even brought gift bags to the staff for her chemo treatments.
Before she left us, she established Elizabeth's Wish for other women, friends and friends of friends, to run the organization. And she set up a board that included her family, who had been with her on the journey and who wanted to continue her work of helping others.
My mom brought smiles wherever she went. She endured transfusions, infections, and hospital stays, as she had more and more side effects as the cancer took over her body. She continued to work on the foundation until her very last days. She died on March 2nd, 2022.
One of the first things we did was to embark on a large-scale literature review in conjunction with a research team in health economics at the University of Miami. It looked at previous studies on early symptom detection so we could better understand what has already been established about the presence of identifiable symptoms during stage 1 and stage 2 of ovarian cancer. It quickly became clear that existing studies have already demonstrated that a common symptom cluster exists for women in early stages of ovarian cancer, and that some screeners had already been piloted with good outcomes, but not enough power and size. So we're engaging with hospitals and medical providers to distribute the established symptom checklist, much like we now receive a depression screener when we go to our primary care doctor. It asks us about depression symptoms. This ovarian cancer screener questionnaire would be distributed to the appropriate age demographic, based on the data and the findings. If symptoms are found to be present, there would be referrals made for further studies and labs, possibly including the CA-125 or ultrasound. In addition to the work with symptom checklists, we are also engaging and supporting companies that are demonstrating promise with new methods of early diagnosis. One such company is called AOA-DX. They have just begun clinical trials for a very promising liquid biopsy that is already showing greater specificity and sensitivity than the CA-125 blood test, which is now the de facto standard.
About 1 in 78 women will develop ovarian cancer in her lifetime. Currently, only 20% of all cases are detected early, meaning in stage 1 or stage 2. So some of the symptoms of ovarian cancer can be bloating, there can be pelvic or abdominal pain, you could have urinary symptoms such as frequency or urgency. There can be a change in your menstrual cycle, abdominal swelling with weight loss or weight gain, and there can be pain during intercourse. What we need is more provider education, more patient education, and better options for earlier detection of ovarian cancer.
We hope you have a greater understanding that ovarian cancer is not a silent killer. There are known symptoms that can be recognized in earlier stages for better treatment outcomes. Elizabeth's journey wasn't unique. It is the journey of countless women who face similar challenges due to their late-stage diagnosis. My wife's vision was to educate and empower women from all walks of life to know more about the symptoms of this deadly disease and what questions simply to ask. Here are the 4 initiatives we are pursuing. Number 1, we are forming a collaboration between university research teams and Big Pharma to leverage technology in detecting ovarian cancer. Number 2, we are partnering with local cancer hospitals to promote the use of patient questionnaire to pre-screen for early symptoms of ovarian cancer. Number 3, Elizabeth's Wish is supporting new directions in ovarian cancer research, like the liquid biopsy being developed by AOA. And lastly, number 4, our aim is to make the symptom cluster of ovarian cancer widely recognised. So, we invite you to contribute in any way you can. Go to the Foundation's website, elizabethswish.org, to learn more about our initiatives, our goals, and how you can make a difference in the lives of women. Again, I thank you and I appreciate the support, as I know Elizabeth would.